Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to class. I hope everybody is safe and sound. And if at least one person could confirm they can hear me and they can see my screen. Anybody wants to tell me if they can see my screen and hear my voice?
I can hear and see.
Thank you, Santiago. All right. So, guys, we are going to do some of the word problems from 2.3. I'm trying to access your section, and that's our goal. We are being recorded. And let me see what problems I have assigned you guys. This is our homework packet. 2.3, we have assigned these problems. Okay. 2.3 is what I'm interested in. Now, there is a problem called blood type problem, and we will do it. If possible, we'll do it today. It's a little messy, and I do it. It's a good problem. So we'll see if we get to it today or not. So let's see what we have done so far. Okay, this is 2.3, and we have done 15, 16, 18, 19, 15, 16. We have done that. Two circles, circle, large. Yeah, we have done large multiplication, 15, 16, and then 18, 19, and 21. 18. We have done 18 too, right? Volleyball, basketball, 18, 19, and 21. Seems like, guys, we have to do this 21. And what I'm going to do, let me go to, so it seems like 21 is the only one we didn't do from 2.3a. That's what I'm recalling. Let me go back and see some of these problems from 2.3b. If they are fun problems, word problems, we will do them. Fun means word problems, okay? And we will do this red cross problem. I will have to do it today. 2 through 20 and 21. 2 through 20 and 21. Yeah, so here's the deal. 2 through 20. Good. I think we have enough. I don't want to start with the blood problem. We have to practice a little more. So guys, here's what I'm going to do. Let me make some mental notes. 2 through 20 and 21. So 3b. 2 through 20 and 21. 2 through 20. Let's do 18, 19, 20, and then we'll do the blood problem. Let's do this. And you can't do too many of them. They're a little hard. People find them difficult. Let's see. I'm going to take this guy here. Pollster interviewed 600 university seniors on credit cards. She reported gold card, thrift card, and super card. So let me grab my Venn diagram from another folder. It'll help me save a little bit of time. Give me 1 second, okay? Seems like I have to do it from scratch, but give me 1 second. I have something here. I found it. Okay, so what are the names of the cards? They are Gold Super Thrift. Okay, I'm going to make this Gold Super and Thrift. Let's make them black. If you ever want me to do things from your MATLAB, please let me know. So let's bring this guy here and see if we can work on this. So once again, guys, when you're looking at Venn diagrams and a word problem, if possible, you want to start with the center. Pay attention to the word only. She reported 290 on gold card. Okay, 290 should be the sum of the blue circle. Okay, you can say 290 290 on only gold card. You can't say that. That's not what they're saying. Some of the people who own gold cards may have owned super card and thrift card. Okay, so I'm gonna leave 270 for now outside. Okay, 290 on gold card, my bad. 290. I'm gonna save it outside. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, and this is not a part of the Venn diagram. 300 super card. 300 people own the super card. I'm going to set it outside. The green circle should add up to 300. 270 own the thrift card. I'm going to set it outside. 270. Okay. Now, of those seniors, there were 600 people involved. The report said 80 owned only a gold card. So careful. 80 owned only a gold card. 80 goes here in this part of the blue circle.
Sir, it says 80 owned a gold card and a super card.
Let me read it again. Oh, 80. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Jacob. 80 owned only a gold card and a super card. Yes, and 80 goes here. Is that acceptable now, guys?
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you. All right. So let's read it carefully. 70 owned only gold and thrift. 70 owned gold and thrift. When they say only, that means they didn't own supercard, and that's 70 goes here. All right, 60 on super and thrift, 60 goes here. All right. Sure. 50 owned all three. So 50 will go at the center. 50 owned all three. Now you can easily calculate what goes here, what goes here, what goes here. To do that, you will take 290, subtract 80 plus 50, which is 130. 130 plus 70 is 200, so it'll be 90. It doesn't say that 90 owned only the gold card, but you can infer it. You can deduce it. 90. Same thing here. To find this number, you will subtract from 300, 50 plus 60, which is 110. 110 plus 80 is 190, and you'll get 110. I'm going to check my math. No, let me just double check. 110. 110. 50 plus 60 is 110, plus 80 plus 110 plus 110 is 300. So we didn't mess up. Okay, from 270, the people who own the thrift card, you will subtract these three numbers inside the yellow circle. 50 plus 60 is 110. 110 plus 70 is 180. If you subtract 170, it'll be 90. This will be 90. Okay, so all the people who owned one or more of the three cards have been accounted for. The people who stay outside the three circle but inside the rectangle are the people who own none of the three cards. There were 600 people involved, and how many people have been accounted for? This blue circle. Oh, let's start with the green circle. Green circle, these four numbers will add up to 300. So that's 300. Add 90 and 90. That's 180. That's 480. 480 plus 70 is 480. This is 300. 90 plus 90 is 180. 180, it's 250. 250. I'm getting 550, guys. If you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm getting 550 people have been accounted for, and they own at least one of the three cards. Some of them own all three, some of them own two of the three. So I'm getting 50 who own none of the three cards. Now that I have everything here, I can answer some of the questions. When the report was submitted for publication, the editor refused to publish it, claiming the poll was not going. What was the editor right? Why or why not? I would say the editor wasn't right. The poll was fine. A pollster interviewed 600 seniors who own the credit card. She put a 290 on gold card. Let's double check our math. 290, 80 plus 50 is 130. That's blue circle adds up to 290. I'm good over there. 300, okay, 110, 110, 220. That's also 300. I'm okay. And 270, 50 plus 60 is 110, 110 plus that's 270. And when you add it all up, 300, 390, 460, 460, 550, 50. Yeah. Okay. The reason this editor, who doesn't probably understand Venn diagrams very well, thought I was wrong because these people. Guys, so let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read what they're saying. A pollster interviewed 600 university seniors who owned credit cards. Okay. Now, what do you think? Is that acceptable or it's not? What do you think? It's a little tricky, but we did the main part. What do you think? Do you think the numbers are all okay? The data was collected fine? What do you think, guys? I would say it's okay, guys. Okay. Who owned credit cards? They did talk about these three cards, but some of these people here, either they didn't own any of the three cards, or they own something else, a fourth card like a Visa or a MasterCard. So I would say the data is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And if I give you a problem like this, I'm not going to ask you if this is correct or false. I could ask you, how many own none of the three cards? So you have to do all the work and you'll have to get here and to answer how many own none of these three cards, gold card, super card, and thrift card. The answer would be 50. Let's pause there just a little bit to see what kind of questions you guys might have. So again, if I give you a problem like this, you will be asked to determine how many owned none of the three cards. I would say the editor wasn't right. The data looks fine to me. Editor would be right if the first line said 600 seniors owned one of these three cards, gold card, thrift card, or super card. They didn't say that. They said they interviewed people with credit cards. And there are more than three credit cards, many more. Just making sure if I'm being recorded. Seems like I am. Something going on here. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, moving on, guys. Moving on. Number 18 is something we did. And let's go back to our text. $18, $19. Let's do this one. 19. And let's do 20. And then we'll do 21. We'll bite the bullet today. Here, let's take this and see what we can do. So guys, let's work on 19. This is 2.3b. In a survey of 1,000 investors, it was determined that 600 invested in stocks, bonds, and okay, so we're talking about two set vans, okay? Two sets. Let me go back and grab my picture. That'll save us a couple of seconds. Stocks and bonds. Stocks and bonds. Okay. Stocks and bonds. All right, so let's read it. You have to read them very carefully. They can just change one word and all the numbers will mismatch. In a survey of 1,000 investors, it was determined that 600 invested in stocks, 575 in bonds. Okay, so I'm going to write it like this: 600 in stocks, and I'm going to put the number 600 above stocks. It's kind of outside the Venn diagram so far. 575 invested in bonds and 300 in both. So this football is 300. That I can say with certainty. This is 300. Hope the number is not too small. You can still read it. Oh, let's make it a little bigger. Okay, I'm going to put this guy here. This is 300. That I can say. Now, I can determine this because the blue circle has two parts. These two parts must add up to 600. So this has to be 300 as well. Okay, the green circle the two parts within the green circle must add up to 575. I have 300 here, and 275 must go here. 575 minus 300 is 275. Now, almost done. Now, how do we find out who goes outside the two circles? Read the question again. In a survey of 1,000 investors, it was determined that 600 invested in stocks, 575 in bonds. They are not saying these are the only two investments they had. Some people may have had CDs, right? So you will take your 1,000, subtract 600 plus 275, 300, 300, 275. When you add them up, it's 875. From 1,000, if you subtract 875, if I'm not mistaken, you get this. This goes outside. These 125 people did not invest in stocks and bonds. Okay, maybe they didn't invest at all. Maybe they invested in real estate. I don't know. How many invested only in stocks? So I'm going to say A is 300. How many invested in stocks or bond? Guys, in class, we said the word or is very significant in set. Or means either this or that. Moreover, in math, or means either this or that or both. So when you say or, you're talking about union of this set, stocks, union of bonds. So everything included in the two circles must be accounted for. You don't count anything twice. So 300 plus 300, 600 plus 275 is 875. That's our answer to B. C. How many did not invest in either stocks or bond? There you go. 125. You always want to know that. People sometimes forget to do this. They fill in the circles and they feel like they're done because they've done enough work. But generally, if the question doesn't say that they only invested in stocks and bonds, so there must be some people who invested in other things or didn't invest at all. So that takes care of number 19. I'm going to pause it just a little bit, guys, okay? So you process and I'll give you a good 1 minute or even more if you want.
Why is it that with the second part, with the or, you have to add everything? Like, I thought you only had to do that with if it said and.
No, I understand your question. It's a good question, guys. Remember when we said if this is set A, this is set B, A union B is A or B, and A union B is this. That's one way to keep it straight. If it said and, you would be only talking about the football. You would be only talking about the football. If it says or, you will have to take all of A or all of B, and you don't count the overlap twice. It doesn't make sense to count the overlap twice. Overlap should be counted only as once, only once. So when this says stocks or bonds, you mean this. Stocks, union, bond. And it looks like the word sub, but it's stocks and bonds. Again, or goes hand in hand with union and goes hand in hand with intersection. S intersection B goes hand in hand with and. Give me 1 second. I will put the intersection sign. Let me see how else I can explain it to you. Okay. This is my intersection sign. I don't have a good way of typing it. Okay, so that's one explanation. Debbie, are you still satisfied or not? Let me try to explain it to you one more way. If I say, just think of the word or as if it's just an English word, okay? Would you agree that all these people invested in stocks?
Yeah.
And would you also agree? So it's this or this. So you have to include all the people who are invested in
Okay.
stocks. Good. And all the people who are invested in bonds. You don't count anybody twice. Another way is every class we encounter this. It's a common thing people sometimes struggle with. So let me go over this. Let's say, Debbie or anyone else, you are inviting your friends to party at home. Okay. You decided you have a bunch of teacher friends. Okay, they're teachers. Okay, they teach in your school or another school. We don't care. You will invite your teacher friends, and for some reason, you have a large group of nurse friends. Okay, they are nurses. And how do you know them? Maybe your dad was a doctor. I don't know. So you said, I'm going to invite my teacher friends and my nurse friends. So you could say, who will come? You will say, well, I'll have my teacher friends or my nurse friend. So there is a person who is a teacher and a nurse at the same time. You will invite them too. There's no reason for you not to invite them. Who can come to your party? You have to be a teacher or a nurse. If there is a person who is both a teacher and a nurse, she taught for 5 years and then she quit and then she went into nursing. You will obviously invite her. You're not going to say, why am I going to invite her? She is both nurse and a teacher. You would say, no, she is invited. She is a teacher and a nurse. No big deal. So you would invite the people who are just nurses, are not teaching. You will invite the people who are teachers, who are not nurses, and you will invite one or two people who could be both, which is rare, but it does happen. So when we say or, who is going to come to your party? You have to be a teacher or a nurse. If you're both, you're going to count them in, and you don't count them twice. If you're finding out how many plates you have to buy, paper plates, if you're going to use those, you will still count one paper plate for that guest who happens to be a nurse and a teacher at the same time, not two. Does that help at all?
Yeah. Thank
Good,
you.
good. I gave everybody a long lecture, and that's okay because it's a concept that many of us struggle with. I completely understand. All right. Anything else, guys, on this? Anything else? Another way to keep it straight, and this time I'm repeating myself. If you see the word or, they're referring to union. Union means this. And if you see the word and, they're referring to intersection only, and you see this. You look at this. Okay, and is synonymous with intersection of two or more sets, or is synonymous with union of two or more sets. And generally in this class, we will only see two or three sets. All right, let's do that blood problem. Let's do this, guys. Let's jump out of this. Excuse me. It'll start beeping. It'll start sending me a message saying you're kind of you have to wrap up. You have to wrap up in a minute. Let's jump out of this session. We're not going anywhere. We'll come back and we'll record the blood problem. Okay. I'm gonna jump out and come back right away.